right, Sal, it's your turn, except let's hear your projected rotation for the Amazons.
Right. This is a realistic projected rotation, assuming the Mets do sign George Springer and not Trevor Bauer. Jacob deGrom, the best pitcher in baseball, is my number one. I've been talking about him. Marcus Stroman, I think he has a big bounce back year and proves himself in a walk year form. Stroman is the number two. Number three, this is where I think the Mets will get cute here, free agency. Masahiro Tanaka, bringing a veteran presence at the third spot in that rotation. That means you can move Seth Lugo back to the fourth spot, take some pressure off of him, a guy with number two potential, pitching number four in your rotation, and then David Peterson, the youngster, being fifth, who I would like to rely on him. So I like the idea, Moose, of adding, if you add Tanaka, you can push Seth Lugo back and Peterson to the back end of that rotation, and guys who are not going to be great, but solid guys that you can trust. And by bringing in Tanaka, look, I know Odorizzi is a big talking point right now, but Tanaka is proven in New York. So if you have him and his veteran presence, a big game pitcher, proven in New York, then you could go, obviously, Lugo, Peterson, round out that rotation. But I like the idea of having a guy who's had success at the highest of levels with the Yankees in this town. I think that adds some value. So I would choose Tanaka over Odorizzi.
Yeah, the only issue, and listen, I think that's a responsible list that Sal put together. It's not shooting for the moon, but the only issue I'd have is I think Sandy Alderson's been open with the idea maybe Seth Lugo, his best asset, or how he can help the team the best would be in the bullpen. We can disagree with that, but that might be the organizational decision. I agree with Sal. I think Seth Lugo deserves a spot where an opportunity to be a starter. He's clamored for it for the last year and a half. The only concern I have about Tanaka is this, and we've chatted about Tanaka being a big game pitcher, is the dip and the drop in velocity that you saw in Masahiro Tanaka. He's not been a great regular season pitcher for quite some time, ever since he suffered that quote unquote micro tear in his UCL. And that's going back, the first year in a Yankee uniform. So that's going back a while. When he's throwing the ball 90, 91, 89 miles an hour, that'd be the only concern I'd have about Masahiro Tanaka. Love him as a competitor, love him in October. The expectations, if you have him as your number three guy there in your starting rotation, it's not off the charts. That would be the only concern I'd have with Masahiro.